So as you can see, I have the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This is actually the camera that I use to film all of my content, photos, vlogs, my podcast. So let's talk about it. As some people on the internet may have suggested or recommended, I actually did not get the creator combo. However, I did create my own combo. When you get the camera, it does come with the shell. It, however, does not come with any of the filters, the ND filter or the ultra wide filter. So I just put that in there for safekeeping. And then I actually put it in this pouch that I got from Amazon. Also came with a thread to elongate the actual camera itself. It just clips in like so. And there's also a tripod thread at the bottom, so you can go ahead and attach a tripod when you put on the elongating piece. When you get the camera on its own, it actually does not come with the charging mount. That is something you can opt to get on Amazon by itself. I didn't because it just makes the whole thing really long. This actually has good runtime. I've never had to film a full day and stop to charge in between. The battery life is awesome, and it also charges up really fast. So I do recommend, if you want to create your own combo, doing that if you don't want to pay the extra for the creator combo. The other reason why I didn't opt to get the creator combo is because I actually wanted to get my own set of lavalier mics. So these are the Rode wireless me mics. This one goes on me, this one connects to the camera. It does still connect to the camera via USB-C. It does still work really well. I haven't tested the DJI Mic 2, but this works perfectly fine. It's still very functional and easy to use. You can see when it's on because the screen will actually display that it's picking up sound, and I'll show you that a little bit later. So these are the mics that I actually really wanted. It does still support 2 mics at a time, so while this one is connected to the camera, I can go ahead and connect this to me. And if I wanted to get another one of these by itself, I could, and connect it to a guest. As well as coming with mufflers, so wind mufflers for my microphone and wind mufflers for the transmitter that goes on the camera. The other things that I went ahead and got, this tripod. The tripod that I saw in the actual creator combo wasn't really for me because I already have so many mini tripods that I could have just used any one of those, and the tripod that I have right now is a smart tripod. But this one is just better because it slips on like that. It's rubber, and you just, you hold it down. It's flat, it works perfectly fine, and it fits better in my case, and it doesn't elongate the actual camera itself. I just found that the creator combo tripod made it so big, and the whole point of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is that it fits in your pocket, and this kind of just keeps everything compact. So very easy. Again, I got this on Amazon. You can just look up rubber tripod for the DJI. I do like to keep a cloth in case my lens gets dirty on the camera itself, on the camera lens, or on the touch screen, on the LCD screen. It hasn't really. The lens actually stays clean because it folds in on itself, which is really convenient. And the camera obviously came with its own cord. This is just a tab I got. I have a lot of cords for different devices, so I just put the Velcro tab here, and it says camera, and this is for the DJI. So that's basically all that's in the creator combo that I created, and it works perfectly well for me. I'm super happy with this camera. It shoots up to 4K 60 frames per second. So far I've been shooting my videos in 24 frames per second at 1080p, but I'm going to step it up for YouTube and shoot in 4K 24 frames per second. And yeah, I usually just keep it on the regular settings that it came with, so I'm going to show you a little bit more in just a second. The thing I really like about this camera, actually there are multiple things I really love about this camera, is its ease of use. Literally you just turn it on like so and you're ready to go. You can keep it on the factory settings. There is manual mode. The only reason I would use manual mode is if I'm trying to get a very specific shot for a very specific feel. For example, I turned the glamour effect off because I found that when I'm transferring files from the camera to the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 app, the glamour effect's on, it actually takes a lot longer to transfer. So I just turned it off, and I can go ahead and customize any skin smoothing that I want to in post. I rarely do that because there's so much light anyway, and it kind of evens everything out. But if I wanted to, I would do that in the editing process. I wouldn't rely on the camera, but it is good if you want to keep that option on. I can actually just double click on my face right here, and it'll activate the tracking mode. So if I move over here, the gimbal's gonna move. If I move over there, the gimbal's gonna move, go up and down. The gimbal is going to follow me around. Let's get into what I really love about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It is so simple to use. Literally, like, look at that. I look great in the camera. I always look so good. My skin looks so smooth. And from what I've seen from others online, other content creators online, they look really good too. Like, y'all who have the DJI OP3, you look awesome. And I'm sure you look awesome in real life too, but there's just something about the quality of this camera that just keeps you looking so fresh. And if I double click right here, it will recenter the gimbal, the camera, back on the subject. It works really well whether you're on auto face track or not. So yeah, it's just a really cool camera. The other thing I like about it is just how efficient it is to go from vertical mode to horizontal mode. I shoot for TikTok and YouTube Shorts for background, for updates, to share just quick snippets of what I have going on. Having the ability to just quickly rotate the screen, hit record, and just go. And if I want to enable face tracking, is amazing. Like, I don't know any camera on the market. I don't think there is another camera on the market that has so much versatility. Camera isn't clunky. It is perfect for shy people. I myself am not shy, but I will let you know, sometimes you can feel self-conscious if you're filming in public. So I want to talk about that. I know that a lot of people say that this is the perfect shy girl camera, and it's true. I, however, am in New York City, and I promise you, people do not care if you are filming content. The worst thing you'll get if you're filming content in a public place like in Soho or on the Upper East Side is an eye roll here or there from people who think you're taking up space or who think you're just a dumb content creator. And you know what? Just take it. I just take it. It's completely fine. I really don't care. And for the most part, people don't care. They forget about you in a second, especially when you have something that, one, they don't know what it is, and two, it's this teeny tiny. It's just really awesome to capture moments and have it be something that you can slip really easily into your purse, into your pocket. I know it's called the Osmo Pocket 3, but I actually don't slip it into my pocket on its own because I know the gimbal itself could get damaged. So I always put it in this shell first if I am going to put it in my pocket. If I don't want to put it into my carrying case, I would have to get it out super quick for a moment that I'm going to catch. So I would always put it in its shell and then into my pocket or then into my purse. But I really try to put it in its shell and then put it in its case if I know I'm not going to take it out for a while. So let's talk about some pros and cons of the OP3. You can just quickly turn it on and be in horizontal mode. You can get as much quality out of this little thing as you possibly can because it does give you a decent amount of control over your settings, over your exposure, over the lighting and manual in general, and you can do even more in the app. I use the app to watch myself as I'm filming my podcast just to make sure that I'm in frame correctly, and it's amazing. I can adjust the gimbal from the app so I don't have to get up and actually go behind and adjust the gimbal while I'm recording. I can see myself as I'm recording, and it's the same camera, so it's not like, for example, I'm using my cell phone to film this right now, and I'm not going to lose quality because it's a front-facing screen versus a back-facing screen. It's the same lens, so I'm not losing quality. The only way I would lose quality is if I'm shooting in a film in vertical mode, but it goes to 3K, so it's really fine, and most people on the internet would not be able to tell anyway. The other thing that I really like about this camera is the internal microphone is actually really good. So when I'm filming shorts for TikTok or YouTube Shorts, I don't use the mic. I usually only use the mic for filming my membership content, the videos on there, which you'll be able to check out real soon, or for my podcast. But the internal mic is really decent for doing just one-off videos that are just going to go on your reels, on your TikToks, on your YouTube shorts. I wouldn't recommend using the internal mic on its own if you're filming a podcast, or if you're filming a long form video for YouTube or another platform. I would go ahead and use the DJI mic if you got the creator combo, or using an external microphone that you have on your own. For me, it's the Rode Wireless Me. So I love that. It's just cute. Like, let's be real. Women like cute things. I like cute things. If I'm gonna be into tech, if I'm gonna be a tech girly, then I want my tech to be a little bit cute. And this is the cutest little thing I've ever seen. You just have to be aware that it is a gimbal, and you don't want to just throw it in your pocket or just throw it in your purse. You know what I mean? It comes with a shell for a reason. So while it's called a pocket, it does fit in your pocket, but don't just put it in your pocket unless you're just doing a short transition. Keep it in the shell or keep it in the case. I love anything that could fit in my purse that's tech. I think I love everything about it. So I don't know what else to say. I love everything about this camera. It is going to be my main camera for all my content. So for my podcast, it's the main camera for my vlogs, my cinematic vlogs. It's the main camera that I use for membership only content on my membership site. It's the main camera that I use for photos. I use this camera for photos, and that's another thing I want to talk about. I use this camera for photos, and let me tell you, she's good. She's good. Let me show you. It's just giving quality. It's just giving professional. It's just giving content creator girly. And we love that in this house. We love it. The only reason why I would get a secondary camera is for going out. Like, this is not something that I would want to take out. I don't go partying a lot. I don't go clubbing anymore. I'm in my 30s, guys. Honey. We're not going to the club anymore. I really wouldn't want to take this out to like a party. Actually, I would take it to dinner. Would I? Probably. I would take it to dinner, but like my main flash camera for capturing moments with friends, like passing around a party, I would get something like the Canon ELPH 360. You know what I mean? Because it has a flash, it's tiny, it fits in your purse, you can throw it around, you can chuck it around, and it's completely fine. So the only secondary camera I would get is like a compact point and shoot that has an LCD screen. That is probably in the $200 to $500 range. Let's talk about some cons. So some cons about this camera: it's not weather sealed, it is not protected, but there are cameras that are really rugged that are weather sealed, and you can take out in the pouring rain, you know, and get like a cover for it while you're shooting. You don't want to like throw it in the pool, you know, or like throw it in the ocean. But because it's on a gimbal, it makes sense that there is no weather sealing. It's just unfortunate because I've heard that people have actually broken the DJI OP3 from just a little bit of drizzle. So this is not something that, if I'm trying to capture a mood, because I'm in New York City and it's romantic and it's raining and it's gray and I want to capture myself walking through Central Park and it's just me, I'm probably not going to do that. I probably could if I was extra careful, but like, would I want to take the risk when I spent money on a nice camera? No. So it would be cool if in the next iteration that they had weather sealing or some kind of extra protection to make this more rugged, so that you can just throw it in your pocket without a shell, or that you can get a little drizzle on it and it wouldn't damage the camera completely. Would I get the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 if it came out like next week? No. I'm not gonna just sell this camera just to get the newest, latest, and greatest. This is a great camera. It does what it needs to do. It does what I need it to do. And I don't see any reason to upgrade for like better image quality that, you know, I wear glasses, I wouldn't notice anyway. Or because it had weather sealing, I would probably get the DJI Osmo Pocket like 5 or 6. When it stops working is probably when I get the switch, or if I can noticeably see it declining is probably when I would switch it over. If you're a professional, if you're getting paid for your work, if you are, you know, someone who likes to do a lot of outdoor, it maybe would make sense for you to get the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 if it had weather sealing. If it was a little bit more rugged. If it wasn't, I would hold on to this. I would say the internal battery, I like to have things for a long time. I feel like the fact that this has an internal battery makes me feel like, when is it gonna die? You know what I mean? Like, when's it gonna die out on me? Do I have 3 years? Do I have 5? Is it next year? 2 years? You know, so if it had an external battery, I would feel a lot more comfortable relaxing into the camera, knowing that I would have it for about like 5 to 7, maybe 10 years and get some really good quality out of it. I don't want to keep having to buy cameras every 2 years or every 3 years because it's noticeably declining because of the internal battery. However, I understand that a lot of this being a success is its small size, is its lightweight, you know, feature because of the internal battery. So I don't know, I'm not an engineer, I know nothing about engineering, I know nothing about any of this stuff. I'm not a professional camera person, but it would be nice if it did come with an external battery system just to have some more longevity out of the device. I don't really know that many more cons for this camera. It's been really good for me, it's been really good to me. I've had this for about 3 months. But I think the best thing about this camera is that it's been really motivating me to get out there and get some shots, get some cool shots, and push the limits of my creativity because of the gimbal, because you just flip the screen and it's ready to go. I think that is just so awesome. And I actually put it on a setting too, to where when you flip the screen it won't start to shut down. I love that I feel more creative by not having to have someone else hold the camera for me and follow me around. I can put this on a tripod, angle the tripod in such a way to where the gimbal will follow me. I can go into the camera and frame myself anywhere on the screen using the rule of thirds and stay. If I want to stay in the center, I can stay in the center. If I want to stay to the left of the camera, I'm on the left. The right, upper right, the lower right, I can frame myself and the camera will follow me. And that's so awesome. There's no limit to how you can use this camera. The only limit is really yourself. As far as just a point and shoot and using this for video, it's an inspiring piece of technology because you see the world through how can I capture this on my DJI, and I think that's the point, is how can I capture myself with the DJI in this setting, in this moment. How can I capture the moment with my DJI, and how can I get creative with it? And that's the whole point of photography cameras, of video cameras, is you want to have tech that inspires you to use it. And I think with this design and the portability and the lightweight and how it just flips on and you can change your orientation and you can take photos, quality photos with it, there's no limit to it. And I think that's, well, other than that it's not waterproof, but you know, it's fine. Like, what most cameras aren't, you know, most cameras are not weather sealed. So yeah, so that is my review of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It is the main camera that I use for my content. It is the only camera that I'm probably going to use for my content, for my podcast, filming my podcast, my members only content on my members website, for filming YouTube shorts, for filming TikToks and Reels. This baby right here is my thing, okay? And it's going to stay my thing. And I hope you enjoy this video. And I will see you on the next one.